What's going on, everybody? It's your boys over No Days Off DFS, here to bring you that NBA slate breakdown for I don't know why. We got a 6-gamer. DraftKings ain't give us the late games, the late games. We got the Cavs taking on Portland, and we got my Thunder taking on the Denver Nuggets. And it's not on the slate. They cut us off at the 8 p.m. game. DraftKings, I thought we was getting better, man. What's going on? And then, besides that, you still only giving us a 50K to first. Nobody care about golf that much, man. Come on now. Hopefully you guys are able to make some money on yesterday's slate. Definitely do think that we had a lot of the right reads and a lot of the right conversation going in the right direction, especially before the news of Prescription P. So remember how, if you watched the video yesterday, I was talking, I was like, oh, that's weird. Embiid's not up here on Prize Picks for me to be able to, look at his projections and all that other stuff. I was like, that's weird. That's weird. But I don't know. Maybe they know something. I don't know. Yeah, they did. I didn't know that Paul George had got the whole drug thing. And granted, I'm seeing conflicting reports. It's talking about that it was the drugs he was taking for his mental health, or it wasn't steroid. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. But if it was the drugs he was taking for his mental health, then he shouldn't be suspended. I don't believe you should be suspended if you're trying to, make sure your mental is correct, how it's supposed to be. Now, if it wasn't, something that is conflicting in regards to that, and you were, taking some daggone illegal steroids or whatever that you're not supposed to take and whatnot, then yeah, I'm gonna continue with the Prescription P jokes. But yeah, anyway, we pretty much had that slate like pretty much almost down to the T. The only thing that I didn't see was Nembhard going as 8 crap as he did. Ty Jerome coming back, playing the most efficient 20 minutes I have ever seen in my life. 20 minutes, bro. Had 35 fantasy points, 20 actual points, 6 assists. I think he had a steal in there too. He was hooping. And I know Ty's a hooper. I know he's a hooper, but bro was hooping on a different level out there at that time. That was so great to see. It was good. It's good to see that Ty's back. Ty's back, a former OKC Thunder player. So, I'm gonna root for my Thunder players as they scattered across the league and everything like that. But damn, that was crazy. That was really crazy. Hopefully we can do that again on today's slate. Now, you guys do know my saying on Sunday. Sundays are fun days. Sundays is typically meant for football, for foosball. So we're not going to go as crazy on Sundays because always the wonky, wild, crazy things happen on a Sunday. Don't believe me? Go look at the last several Sundays and look at that one random player that all of a sudden popped off and you're like, the fuck? Exactly. All right. If you guys are new here, you guys enjoying the content, you guys enjoy the little rambling, all the little stuff I do over here, make sure you guys drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss any of the sauce and the stuff your boy does drop over here on the channel. Again, as always, if you guys feel like I'm talking too fast, click the settings button, drop it down to 0.75, and I will talk really slow for you. All right. First game we got the Sacramento Queens taking on the Washington Wizards. Looking at it over here. Looking at it over here for them, Russell Westbrook, he's questionable with a foot. Apparently he has a foot thing going on. Sabonis, he was rested the last game. He's expected to be back. Malik Monk, he's also questionable to play, and so is pause. Hold up. Yeah, I had to do a little record scratch. It was like DeAndre Hunter on the Queens. As you can see, I ain't seen that news that Dennis Schroeder got traded. Oh shit. Russ gotta play. Who else gonna play a point over here for them? Well, who else is gonna be the lead guard? I mean, I ain't trusting Keon Ellis over there with that, but dang, they traded my boy. Yo, Dennis Schroeder. I'm on Underdog now. Yeah, another little ramble. It's Sunday. Get used to it. Drafted by the Hawks, traded to the Thunder. Of course, he played with us. Dennis wasn't bad. I really wouldn't mind him if he came back too. The Thunder, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Rockets, the Lakers, the Raptors, the Nets, the Warriors, the Pistons, the Kings, and now he has been traded to the Cavs. Wow. That's crazy. Also, this crazy behind block that CC had last night. Bro did the whole Kung Fu move where he kicked himself back up from off the ground. How you used to be as a kid trying to flip yourself back up. That's crazy. All right, so DeAndre Hunter is now on the Queens. That's interesting. What direction do y'all really? I would have thought that a team that really needed somebody that could be that defensive player that does have that 3-point shooting upside would be more inclined to get DeAndre Hunter. unless the Kings are going to use it as another piece to trade later on down the line. But shit, the fact that the Lonzo's definitely going to be out the door now, because I know that he was up on the trade blocks, because you got Dennis Gordon and you got Keon Ellis. Dead ass. Who the hell is Carter going to be getting some minutes today now? Russ got to be playing. Russ has to be playing. Russ legit has to be playing if this is the case, because you are down guards. I know some. That's great. All right. Anyway. Let's get back to it, because I'm done. Went way too long. I'm sorry. That's crazy. I don't understand that trade at all for the Queens. That just doesn't make sense to me with what you already have on that team. Anyway, looking at it over here for the Sacramento Queens, Russell Westbrook, he's questionable. I would hope that he plays, since they don't have backup guards. I mean, and Malik Monk, hopefully he would actually play too. I know he can handle the ball as well over here for them. And then on the Washington Wizards side of things, Alex Sarr, he's questionable to play. Trey Johnson, he's still out over there for them. Of course, we know Trae Young, he's probably not going to play until after the All-Star break. Over here for the Sacramento Queens, Sabonis Sabonis, 8,600, and we already know what this spot is. We already have seen it. We know that Sabonis can play 30 plus minutes. We know opposing centers have been cooking, torching, destroying, going up against the Washington Wizards over the last several games. DeAndre Ayton dominating, just dropped 57 fantasy points, even with Luka going with that crazy triple-double. And then you also got Miles Turner, 53, Donovan Clingan, 46, Diabite, 31. Sabonis, triple-double upside. You're also going to be down your guards. If Westbrook is out as well, who else is going to facilitate the offense? I'm definitely going to be looking at Sabonis. Either way, I'm looking at Sabonis, because this is a really great matchup for him here going up against the Washington Wizards. Outside of that, Russell Westbrook, I definitely don't mind it. Just like how it's a good matchup for Sabonis, it's a good matchup for Russell Westbrook. Yes, he's also going to be playing going up against one of his former teams, and we have seen it. Opposing point guards, I mean, 40s across the board in regards to just a floor of what they've been giving up to opposing guards. As long as he's going to be out there, be able to take a shot, still stuff the stat sheet in a way that he can, even with Sabonis being out there, hopefully we can get one of these nice 35 plus fantasy point games from Russ. 7,900, not a bad price tag. I would say I would rather go ahead and play Sabonis over playing Russell Westbrook if I had to choose between the two. Outside of that, we already know it's kind of really going to be a good matchup for almost everybody over here on the Sacramento Queens. DeMar DeRozan, 7,400, someone that you can consider. I would say he's more of a GPP. I don't mind it, but not someone that I'm running in that I feel like I have to get to. Definitely wouldn't mind coming out here to Precious Achiuwa if we think he's going to go out there and still play roughly about 20-ish minutes, but I would rather just play Sabonis. A decent upside, not the greatest fantasy point per minute player. And then Zach LaVine. If LaVine can actually go out here and actually have a decent day, it'll be a pretty buy low spot. I highly doubt that he'll be highly owned at all here, so definitely I wouldn't mind taking a stab in his direction, but not a must play, not something that you have to necessarily get to. Definitely would be one of those GPP spots, and kind of like my saying goes, if there was ever a spot for Zach LaVine to go off, I mean, this is technically one of those where he can go off over here. If Russ is going to be ruled out, and maybe if you have Monk out there as well, then definitely I'm really gonna have to look at maybe like Zach LaVine as Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis type thing. If Monk is gonna be in, definitely looking towards a Monk play as well. But Sabonis would be the key factor and the key play that I want to get to over there on that team. I guess also I'll try to put some clarification down in the comment section in regards to backup, weirdness. Dario Saric isn't even here anymore. He was also a part of the trade. I still don't understand in regards to what the Bulls need with Dario Saric, but yeah, for some reason he went to the Bulls. I really don't understand what the hell is going on. Anyway, Washington Wizards over here for them. If Sarr is in, then Sarr, he's a pretty great play. The usage, everything, the upside, all those good things scream Alex Sarr in his direction. Definitely wouldn't mind going to him as a potential option. I would imagine that we should have Chris Middleton actually back in playing today. So that forward rotation, depending on what's going on with those guys, we only have Volk out, so Marvin Bagley will be back and he'll be playing the backup center role. So definitely something that you can consider having inside of your player pool. 4,300 is not a bad price tag, and we know he's a pretty great fantasy point per minute player. If Sarr gets rolled out, then it's all aboard playing Marvin Bagley. Straight up, you could take both of your centers from this game, if I'm going to be honest. But Marvin Bagley, 10,000%. We know he's a really great fantasy point per minute player whenever he's out there and he gets the minutes. We've seen it earlier this season. When Alex Sarr missed, that would be exactly where we go to. Outside of that, they're still just keeping our boy Keyshawn George lowly underneath that AK price tag. And I'm going to continue to just keep on going right back to him over and over again. I definitely don't mind it. We know that the ball's in his hands, high usage. If Sarr was to miss, that's even higher usage for him out there. On the back-to-back going up against the Fakers, where they got blown out, played 27 minutes and still dropped 32 fantasy points. Going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, the Portland Trail Blazers, and this was actually a tougher matchup for him going up against Portland. He's out here dropping 40, damn near 50 fantasy points. I like it. You're going up against the Queens, who play very little to no defense. Should definitely be able to go out there and continue the success that we have seen and be able to go out here and do. And I definitely going to have some interest right there. Carrington, Koulibaly, both these guys definitely going to be in play and potential options that you can get to. I would, of course, say, yeah, if I got to choose, I am going to go with Bub Carrington just because he has produced a better fantasy point production than what we have seen for Koulibaly. Koulibaly will be the GPP option that you can pick over here, but we do know you can attack them with opposing guards. Going up against the Sacramento Queens, man, it's pretty full in regards to their defense. Chris Middleton being back, we should still see some minutes for Champagne off the bench, but that'll be a GPP option that you can get to, not someone that you have to, and not a must play. Utah Jazz taking on Toronto Raptors. As always, we have to have the news in regards to what's going on over here for Utah. Currently, right now, we have Keontae George, Kevin Love, Yusuf Nurkic. All those guys are listed as questionable. Lauri Markkanen is expected to play and be back. Keontae, he played last game out there going up against the Brooklyn Shitters, 32 minutes, 41 fantasy points. If he's in and he's playing, I definitely wouldn't mind going over there to him. But if he's going to be out, then if all these guys are going to be out, then it's all aboard Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen played 33 minutes in a wasn't conditioned game, whatever the hell that is. But we have seen opposing power forwards go out here and they've been doing pretty decent. Paul George shot 45, Josh Hart shot 42, Kamara dropped 32, LeBron James 43, Pascal Siakam 46. So it's not like it's a bad spot that we can't get over here to Lauri Markkanen. So I do like the upside potential that we should actually be able to have for him, especially if he's going to have the team to himself. The usage should be pretty sky high. Hasn't played. Actually, I think this will be the first time they'll be playing going up against each other on the season. Let's make sure Toronto versus, yeah, this will be the first time that we're going to actually get Toronto taking on the Utah Jazz. So either way, Lauri Markkanen, definitely don't mind going on him. If Yusuf Nurkic is actually going to be in, then of course you guys know triple-double upside. Definitely wouldn't mind getting to him in his direction. But I'm pretty sure it's because the trade deadline is literally right around the corner. They are definitely trying to dangle that carrot really great. Keep him as healthy as they possibly can to go ahead and get him out the door. So GPP, but definitely wouldn't mind clicking on Yusuf Nurkic. Granted, I do like Sabonis and I do like Marvin Bagley. Alex Sarr a little bit more inside that first game instead. Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George would be the two options that I really want to get to over here. If Nurkic is going to be out, if Kevin Love is going to be out, then definitely we're going to have to look towards Kyle Filipowski at 6,400. If Nurkic is in, Kevin Love is out, still he's going to be a GPP option just because I don't like the price, 6,400 coming off the bench. I would only really go towards Filipowski if Nurk and Kevin Love are going to be out. Ace Bailey, GPP option. Sensabaugh, GPP. Walter Clayton, GPP as well. So is Isaiah Collier. Over here on the Toronto Raptors side of things, it's a fully healthy Toronto Raptors team, and that's what makes them so hard to really figure out who do we want to play from the Raptors. Now, we are seeing RJ Barrett. Those minutes are finally starting to tick up. The only person that's still out for them is going to be Jakob Poeltl. He's still out, and the pricing. Like, that's just really the whole thing for me. I don't really feel like paying $9,200 for Scotty Barnes up there. Yes, the matchup is great going up against the Utah Jazz. $9,200 though, you are in my stud range, and that would be me determining, okay, you're my stud that I want to play today. And I'm gonna be very honest. We have Kawhi Leonard at $9,100 going up against the Phoenix Suns. I would rather play Kawhi Leonard in a game that's expected to be very close, and he can give me some really great production in there for that, right around that same price tag. But definitely GPP pivot off of some of the other high-level studs. I know we got Luka on today's slate as well. I just showed you Kawhi Leonard, James Harden on today's slate and stuff like that. Decision to actually be made right here for you. I know good and daggone well I'm not looking at what I'm looking at. I know. Oh, my God. Yep, we're going to get to that in a second. Anyway, Scotty Barnes, GPP option. Brandon Ingram, the price is okay. I wouldn't hate going right here to BI if I had to, but I would say RJ Barrett, just because he still, of course, is mispriced because he's coming back from his injury, and he dropped 100 down. 31 minutes in that last game, 28.2 fantasy points. Don't mind RJ Barrett. He definitely just has to find that shooting stroke, and we already know going up against the Utah Jazz, what do they give up? the threes. Definitely going towards RJ Barrett. If I did have to choose from someone over here, I definitely wouldn't mind going towards him. CMB, he's back, he's starting, he's playing. If they are going to be running him from at the start, we know that you can take opposing centers going up against the Utah Jazz as well. Definitely wouldn't mind going over here to CMB. Played 33 minutes in his last game, 28 minutes in that first game that he came back. 5,900 is not a bad option, not a bad price tag as well to go over towards CMB as a potential option in your play right there. Other than that, not really gonna go too crazy, too deep over here for the Toronto Raptors. Going on over here to the Brooklyn Shitters taking on Detroit. This one right here, honestly, for me, hopefully the news that we actually have is correct. Klein is going to be out, Zaire Williams is going to be out, and Highsmith is going to be out. Hopefully, when did Haywood Highsmith actually get on the Brooklyn Nets? Anyway, when did he get on the Nets? I could have sworn that he played for the Heat. Okay, yeah, I'm confused as hell now. Michael Porter Jr. be the only option I want to get to, but 9K for MPJ, I don't think I'm going there. I get it. This was versus his former team. I know he dropped 40 going up against him last game, but I just think that that's just out of reach. If anything else, maybe Claxton, just because they're going to need his size, going up against Duran, going up against Isaiah Stewart and everything that they have over there. Wolf, he should still get the start. He's been starting the last 2 games, and that was with Michael Porter Jr. and without Michael Porter Jr. So I would imagine he would start again. GPP option right there. Day'Ron Sharpe, if we do believe that that Claxton can get himself into foul trouble, so maybe there would be some more minutes that we can actually get for Day'Ron to be out there on the court. But other than that, I'm not really too inclined to get to anything over here from Brooklyn. Just think that the prices are a little bit too wonky. The mean coming off of a really great game last time out, going up against Utah Jazz, GPP option, even if he was to start into play right here in this one, I'm just not gonna fool with too much over there on that team. Now on the Detroit Pistons side of things, over here for them, Cade Cunningham, he's probable to play. Karis LeVert, he's questionable to play. If Cade's in, great spot for Cade to go out here and just dominate, use the size, use everything that he has. Going up against Brooklyn when he played back in November, 53 fantasy points in that one. Then of course Jalen Duren, we already know we can go right over here to him. He dropped 51 fantasy points in that one, had a 30-point double-double as well. And we have just seen Filipowski just dropped 37. Mark Williams dropped 40. Mark Williams 35, 43 for Vooch and stuff. So it's a good spot for both of those guys. The main two options over there for them. I would say GPP in regards to Asor, Isaiah Stewart, Duncan Robinson, like that. If you think the game gets out of hand, then of course you're going to be looking more towards the Isaiah Stewarts, the Jenkins, the Rowlands and stuff like that off the bench. And I mean, even Asar, he'll be out there. Tobias Harris, he's just always there. If you land there, it's just like, okay, cool, you landed there. Chicago Bulls taking on the Miami Heat, which we literally just watched last night. We literally just watched this shit last night. And that's why I said, I know I'm not looking at what I'm looking at. A back-to-back. I'm having there's no way I'm looking at. There's no way I am looking at the Chicago Bulls taking on the Miami Heat again. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, so we're going to have to take this from a different point of view because, of course, Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Vooch, they were all out yesterday. Let me just make sure. Okay. Let's see, Jalen Smith. All right. We got to get the news for Miami. I mean, for Chicago. I mean, shit, for Miami, too, because Davion Mitchell, shit, he could probably be back. Norman Powell probably just sat out, too. I didn't pay attention that it was the front end of a back-to-back. My apologies on that part. If Josh Giddey's back, if Kobe White is back, then, of course, we're gonna look at them just like how we looked at Ayo, how we looked at Kevin Huerter last night. If Vooch is back, a possibility in regards to a play, but I would rather play Jalen Smith. If he's back and they start him again, I'd rather look towards Jalen Smith as an option that I'd rather get to over there for Miami. I mean, over here for Chicago. If somehow someone else gets traded or they keep these players out, I'll update in the comment section. Like, that's the only thing I could say in regards to that. But Josh Giddey's in play. Kobe White is in play. Ayo off the bench would be somewhat in play, but not as high. Logged some pretty heavy minutes last night. And then, of course, I mean, just going right back to that well for a third time kind of just gives me the heebie-jeebies, but definitely in play. Same thing for Kevin Huerter, bro. These dudes just actually played these dudes last night. GPP options for both of those guys over there, man. That's crazy. Now, flip side of Miami Heat, Tyler Hero, if he's in, then really that just drops, to me, the value on everybody over here for Miami. Not really looking towards Bam because now the ball is going to be in Hero's hand to get some shots up. Same thing for Norman Powell. Norman Powell's actually going to be, I'm not going to mess with that. Definitely not going to play my boy Jaime Jaquez if Tyler Hero is back, because Jaime does not give me the same production when Tyler Hero is in. Now, if Tyler Hero is going to still be out, Powell's going to be out, then I don't mind going right back to Jaime. The ball's in his hands, the production, the upside, the scoring, the rebounding, all that stuff. Jaime Jaquez is just he's a player. He's a player. Love going right back to my boy Jaime Jaquez. Outside of that, GPP options and Andrew Wiggins. Same thing for Pelle Larson, who went out there and he freaking went ape shit last night too. GPPs and both those guys. Khalil Ware, not really going to even mess with him. They only played him 3 minutes last night. Not even going to touch it. Jovic will be your last GPP option. And I know someone told me down in the comment section to play Jovic so they could be able to fit Joel Embiid and fit Jalen Johnson. I hope that worked out with the rest of your lineup that you had, because if, man, I really do hope that worked out. I really do hope that worked out. Drew Smith, if Davion Mitchell's still going to be out, then yeah, we can definitely look towards a Drew Smith as a potential option and a play that we can go ahead and get to. But if Davion Mitchell's going to be in, I'm not going to be looking too much at Drew Smith as a potential option right there. That's pretty much just going to be it for that game. Like, I cannot believe they're really giving us that game again. Again, we're getting that game. Los Angeles Fakers taking on New York Knickerbockers. LeBron James is questionable. Austin Reeves is questionable as well. If LeBron is going to be out, if Austin Reeves still is not going to come back from his little hamstring injury that he's been nursing and has going on, then it's all aboard Luka Doncic. Like, you have to play Luka going up against New York because he's going to have the ball in his hands and he's going to have to do everything. Like, that's just going to be point blank, period. Now, if LeBron James is not going to be out, which DraftKings doesn't have tag up, but RotoWire has that LeBron James is questionable. Correction. Bronny James is questionable. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? All right. Anyway, if that's the case, then of course LeBron may be playing his last game in the Garden. I don't know, but Bron in the Garden last year, man, he went off 62 fantasy points in both those games going up against them. Luka, he's played well over here going up against New York as well. Honestly, it's just gonna be the studs. Luka Doncic 12-2. If you got the salary, if you got the savings to go ahead and get up to him, go ahead and play him. Don't mind it. Same thing, LeBron James. He's been teetering. If Austin Reeves is back, then I'm not looking at LeBron. But if Austin Reeves is still out, then I wouldn't mind playing LeBron. I'm not running back to DeAndre Ayton. Yes, I know he just smashed ape shit in that game. It was the matchup. It was the perfect spot for us to be on DeAndre Ayton. Not gonna go right back there and not gonna mess with it on today. Marcus Smart would be a GPP option. Same thing for Jake LaRavia. Really not messing with Jake. Instead, I would rather play Rui Hachimura, who has been getting some minutes off the bench and has looked much better over the last several games. But these last 2 games, nothing to write home about. Definitely wouldn't mind going towards him instead of looking at Jake LaRavia inside the starting line. And really, that's kind of just going to be it. Jackson Hayes, though, he has been getting more minutes, and he's looked more of like the lob threat that they do need to be able to play alongside Luka. And yeah. That's really, I really don't like too much. Would need players to be out. New York Knickerbocker side of things. Carlos Antonio Town is saying, you know what? I'm not going to score. I'm just going to rebound. Don't know what's going on over here in New York. But I mean, the rebound numbers, they look great. Like, that's amazing. I'm glad to see you can go down there and pull down 20 boards. Like, you're actually doing something. Now, you still need to get your ass back on defense, though. That's still the liability and the problem that is being had over there. But definitely, Carlos Antonio Town, GPP option, wouldn't mind going towards him, especially just with the consistency he's had being on the glass. Maybe the scoring can actually come around here in this game. I wouldn't mind taking a stab at him. Jalen Brunson, we already know, going up against his former boy in Luka Doncic. Hopefully this will be some fireworks right here with these 2 guards. If you guys don't remember, they both played together down in Dallas. Right here, wouldn't mind looking towards Brunson as a potential option, 8,300. Last time he played the Lakers, he went ape shit versus them. And we have seen opposing point guards outside of what we just had from Bub Carrington on the Washington Wizards. They've been playing pretty well. Donovan Mitchell, 42. Kobe White, 40. James Harden, 44. Jamal Murray, 50. LaMelo Ball, 61. So definitely we can look towards Jalen Brunson as a potential option outside of looking at Carlos Antonio Town. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, those guys are definitely going to have their hands full, especially playing the defense that they're going to have to play over here. OG, we already know he's going to get the LeBron James matchup, like 10,000%. He is going to be on LeBron. Ultimate GPP option at that price tag, 6,600. I wouldn't mind coming out here to Mikal Bridges. Josh Hart, I am honestly surprised that he is priced where he is priced at. That is very interesting for our boy Josh Hart. But definitely, I mean, he's looked better as of late, especially scoring the ball. Like, he's actually scoring, he's taking shots. Of course, he stuffs the stat sheet in any way that he can possible. 6,800 makes him a very good GPP option that you can go to, especially because I would imagine he's going to be lower owned on today's slate. Other than that, definitely if you think that Towns gets up in the foul trouble or this is going to be one of those weird games, I still don't mind playing Mitchell Robinson, 4,600. He's getting the minutes. He's out there. He's playing. I don't mind going right back to him. He didn't get the minutes that I was hoping that he would have inside of this game. It blew out. It literally blew out going up against Portland. I'm not going to whine, cry, or complain about it. It is what it is inside that one. Even though Towns was able to go out there and play 29 minutes and destroy, especially on the glass, was really hoping that would have been Mitchell Robinson being able to snag down all the rebounds in the world and just do a little bit of something. But he didn't get that chance to do that. So that's really going to be it to me over here. If you want to buy into some narrative, Jordan Clarkson, if they actually let him play and put him back in the rotation, he will be playing going up against his former team. That's something that you can mess with right there. And then, of course, you can take a stab always at, Miles McBride's out. So you can take a stab at Koloko if they would rather play him, or Landry Shamet if they're going to give Landry Shamet the minutes instead. Because I don't know what's going on, but they really don't seem to want to play Clarkson over the last several games. So definitely Shamet would have to be someone else that you should have inside your player pool as a potential value option over there. Last game of the slate, we got the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Phoenix Suns. I kind of already alluded to it and talked about it a second ago when I was looking at who the studs that we did have on today's slate. But definitely we can look, and we're going towards our boy like Kawhi Leonard on today. Just all the usage, everything that he should actually have over here going up against his team. This is just one of those spots where I don't mind clicking on Kawhi's name. He's already dropped 44 fantasy points going up against them on the year back in October. So definitely, I mean, the usage is even better. He's playing more minutes than what he has before. Just needs the ball to actually go into the hoop. Really could have had a much better day going up against Denver, but it is what it is. Outside of that, we do know we can attack, and we have attacked with opposing centers going up against the Phoenix Suns. Zubac is in a really great spot to go out here and dominate. And 2 out of the 3 games that he has played going up against the Suns, he's killed them. 44 and 46 fantasy points. Only had 13 in that one game back in October, and that was the game that Kawhi actually played in. But other than that, Big Zoo has torched, destroyed Mark Williams. And I definitely do not mind going over here to Zubac. If I can't get up to my Kawhi Leonard play, I don't mind just dropping down to Zubac as my potential option, my play to go ahead and just take from this game. John Collins is here. James Harden is here. James at 9,600 is very much a GPP. I really don't feel like anyone's going to be clicking on that name, and I probably won't be clicking on that one. I just think it's a little bit too expensive, especially with a healthy Kawhi, and Kawhi is cheaper, and Kawhi has just as much of an upside because James Harden, if his scoring just goes cold one of these days, yes, he's still going to get you those assists, but the defensive stats and everything I can get from playing Kawhi Leonard, I'd rather just take my chances on that versus trying to hope that James Harden is going to be able to continue to score, go crazy, and just also playmaking stuff like that as well. Over here. Outside of that, unless someone wants to get ruled out, which currently right now, the only people that is out is Derrick Jones Jr. and Ty Washington. There's no real news that we got to worry about. I say Zubac, Kawhi Leonard, favorite 2 options to get from over here. John Collins, James Harden, Miller, Chris Dunn, GPP options and places that you can get to. Phoenix Suns over here for them. Jalen Green actually did play. He played 16 minutes in that last game for them that they just played going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was surprised. I was honestly very shocked that he was actually able to get out there on the court. It'll be interesting to see. Right now, he is listed as questionable. Devin Booker is the only person that is out. You already know with Devin Booker being out that it is definitely the Dillon Brooks show. Dillon Brooks goes out here, chucks it up, shoots, and does whatever it is that he needs to do to help lead this team to a victory. Definitely, of course, 6,900. Okay, option that you can get to. We have talked about some other forwards, guards, and things like that we can get to on today's slate instead of going right there to him. Colin Gillespie, no Devin Booker, balls in his hands, facilitating playmaking, and he actually can go out here and score as well. 5 of 8 from the field, very efficient, 4 of 6 from 3 as well. That's really great. Some decent upside. He's played okay going up against the Los Angeles Clippers so far in the season, so definitely wouldn't mind going right back to him as a potential option in the play over here for them. Royce O'Neal, as long as he's still out there getting a start, he's played really well going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. That would be another one that you could potentially get to and put inside your player pool for a upside option. And then other than that, not really going to mess with too much else. Grayson Allen, they've been giving my boy Grayson Allen the start. He's been hooping. He's been playing pretty well. If you rather just drop down to Grayson, go up to Grayson Allen instead of playing Dillon Brooks, GPP, but not a must play. Instead, I know it's 2 different positions, but I just rather play Zubac, who's in a much better and a smashable of a spot instead over there on the flip side. All right, building out a core. If I had to start with a core, let's go with my boys Sabonis Sabonis. No, well, that's really nice that he's actually power forward eligible, but I actually want to put CMB How the heck do you spell your darn name? Collins Murray Boyle at that power forward spot, and then I'll go ahead and I'll take Sabonis as my center. Looking at it, I really, if I was to take a late night hammer, it would have to be, it's really between Zubac and I think I'm gonna just go with Zoo. I wouldn't mind just going ahead and taking Big Zoo just for like the history that he's had, and we have seen opposing centers go out here and just dominate and crush. And then last option, last play. If I wasn't going to play CMB, I definitely, of course, would just take the 200 more and get up to RJ Barrett as a potential option over there for that. And then last piece, just to go ahead and plug it into this quick lineup and whatnot. Maybe someone from that New York and Lakers game would probably be what I might get to over there. And we'll just slide Josh Hart into this. Leaves you with 5,400 for the rest of the lineup. Got to find the right value on today's slate. The Chicago-Miami Heat game is definitely going to be a key in regards to it, because if we have some of the same value like what we had yesterday, if Miami Heat does the craziness that they did yesterday where they started Myron Gardner, who I never even considered or even thought was going to be a play, and bro went out there and played 23 minutes, dropped 31 fantasy points, then yeah, we're going to have some value on today's slate. Good luck to everybody. Remember, it is Sunday. Don't go too crazy. Crazy things do happen on a Sunday. Be blessed. Go out there, touch that grass. Or for those of you guys who are out there with the snow, go make a snowman. Enjoy yourselves. Peace.